This book has changed how millions think about money, starting with one simple question. Most people grow up following the same financial path, without ever questioning it.
Go to school, get a job, work hard, and hope money will be enough.
But what if working harder is exactly what keeps people stuck?
Robert Kiyosaki grew up listening to two very different views about money.
One came from a highly educated man who struggled financially. This was the voice of what Kiyosaki calls his poor dad.
The other came from a businessman who never finished school.
This man understood money in a completely different way.
Kiyosaki calls him his rich dad, and the lessons begin here.
Their advice sounded similar at first, but led to opposite lives.
Poor dad said, "Study hard so you can find a safe job." One path trains people to work for money.
Time becomes the real cost when income depends only on a job.
This is where the book challenges a deeply accepted belief.
The rich don't work harder. They think differently about assets. Understanding this difference changes every financial decision.
And it starts by unlearning what school never taught.
Schools teach people how to earn money, but rarely how to manage it.
Grades reward obedience and correctness, not financial creativity.
That mindset often follows people straight into adulthood.
Money comes in and immediately flows back out.
Expenses grow as income grows, creating a silent trap.
Kiyosaki calls this pattern the rat race.
People work harder, but never seem to get ahead.
Rich Dad taught that fear should be observed, not obeyed. Most people let fear decide their financial choices.
Fear of failure, fear of losing, fear of looking foolish.
Rich Dad believed safety often creates the biggest risk.
Because inflation and taxes quietly erode steady paychecks.
Prices rise, but salaries rarely keep up.
This pressure pushes people to depend even more on jobs.
Rich Dad started with a simple definition most people get wrong. A liability takes money out of your pocket. This single distinction reframes everything about wealth.
Most people think a high income makes them rich.
Even a home can drain cash if it never pays you back.
Where money moves, matters more than how much comes in.
Assets are things that keep paying you over time.
Even when you stop working, assets keep working.
Rich Dad taught patience over quick rewards.
Wealth is built quietly, long before it's visible.
Delaying pleasure becomes a financial advantage.
Short-term sacrifice protects long-term options.
And Rich Dad's any wrenching in his offers. Rich Dad emphasized starting small, but starting early.
Financial education doesn't end with school.
It's a skill learned through curiosity and practice.
Mistakes are part of learning how money really works.
Rich Dad encouraged learning from losses, not fearing them.
Most people avoid risk, even when it costs them growth.
Most people think like employees, even outside work.
Rich Dad trained himself to think like an owner.
This difference later became the cash flow quadrant.
Each letter represents how income is earned.
Employees trade time for money.
Self-employed people own their job, but still work non-stop.
Business owners build systems others run.
Investors focus on assets that generate cash flow.
Rich Dad believed moving right takes time and learning. Financial intelligence grows through experience.
Confusion is often the first step toward clarity.
And super asking questions builds confidence faster than silence.
Communication is a core money skill few expect.
Rejection becomes training, not failure.
Each attempt sharpens financial instincts. Progress is invisible before it compounds.
Most people quit during this quiet phase.
Rich Dad taught patience as a competitive edge.
Discipline protects capital when motivation fades.
Control comes from awareness, not restriction.
Small gains compound when repeated consistently.
Rich Dad favored assets that made sense, not headlines.
Numbers replace emotion in good decisions.
Over time, cash flow reduces financial pressure.
Money becomes a tool, not a source of stress.
I appreciate the offer, but I won't be able to stay late tonight. I apologize.
Freedom begins when time is no longer traded endlessly.
This idea reframes what success really means.
Financial freedom starts as a personal definition.
Clear goals guide better money behavior. Saying no protects long-term vision.
Rich Dad believed teaching reinforces understanding.
Wealth grows faster in the right environment.
What you study shapes how you earn.
Financial growth is gradual, then sudden.
Momentum builds quietly before results show.
Staying the course becomes the real challenge.
Every financial journey eventually reaches a choice point.
Rich Dad urged choosing learning over comfort.
Knowledge reduces fear by replacing guesswork. Small plans executed consistently outperform big ideas ignored.
Action turns theory into real experience.
But consistency compounds beneath the surface.
This is money working without constant effort.
The lesson repeats until it's lived, not just understood.
Financial habits pass quietly from one generation to the next.
It's never too late to change how money is understood. Rich Dad believed clarity precedes confidence.
Small daily choices quietly shape financial destiny.
Wealth is built through direction, not speed. When money is managed well, life feels lighter. Work becomes a choice, not a necessity.
The lesson is simple, but living it takes courage. Rich Dad, Poor Dad leaves one question: how will you choose to think about money? Subscribe for Money Mindset books.